Recording. Good morning. Welcome in. 6:30, Christmas Eve 2020. Weather today's supposed to be quite a warm up. It's 40 degrees now, but it's windy and it's only going to get more. They're saying maybe chances of 30 to 40 mile per hour winds by this afternoon with some rain coming in. So hopefully we don't lose power, but it would be kind of fitting to lose power on Christmas in 2020. As you can see here, COVID, we're kind of have plateaued. It's been right around in that same 60 to 70 to 80, it all depends on testing here in Vermont in the virus. We're not expecting any modifications, any changes to our COVID protocols. Again, just continue to follow best practices and health and safety is here to help guide through any issues, close contacts that might happen to one's family. We are here for your assistance and we're here to help you get through these trying times. Moving on to the code of the week, and that is to promote the code. We are at the end of our list of code items. So again, let's just try to remember all 12 of them so we continue to follow best practices regarding our behaviors and how to conduct ourselves each and every day. So let's just continue to promote the code. So 22 days without a recordable. Well, actually, today would be 22 since it's not Friday, it's Thursday, so it's actually 21. So I'm kind of banking this one that nothing's going to happen today. So let's not jinx it. So a Merry Christmas from health and safety to everybody out there. Hope everybody has a happy and healthy 3-day weekend after today, and hopefully see a lot of people in the drive-through or as we go around and distribute some hams today. So Merry Christmas to everybody. This week we just want to do a quick refresher on our forklift safety. Again, it's definitely a very nice tool to have. We did add one new forklift to our fleet, so we now have 2 of the Toyota, which is our roughly about a 6,000 pound lift, and then we have the all-terrain, which is considered a class 7 forklift for job sites. So we have 2 class 5s here at the shop and then 1 for the field. Again, this forklift, these 3 forklifts all are classified in an OSHA standard, and training and being trained on the forklift is critical to meet and exceed that standard. So everybody needs to have formal training to go operate the forklifts. 25% of forklift related accidents are caused of inadequate training or no training at all. So it's very important that we take the time to get everybody trained. So if you have not been trained yet and you want to be trained on our forklifts to help load construction material onto quarry trailers and pickup trucks, or if the rough terrain is on your job site, need to be trained, contact health and safety. It's really just an hour and a half safety training. We've kind of really specialized on it last 3 to 4 years that we can provide a pretty good training and adequate training relatively quickly. So just all you got to do is give us a kind of a day's notice and we can get this done for you. It's a quick little video followed by a practice exam. Recertification is just really an observation of your competence in operating the vehicle or the forklift. Or if there's an accident that occurs, we need to do retraining, or if there's a lot of unsafe practices being observed, we need to formalize and do more training. So just contact health and safety. We'll get you trained up, give you nice little forklift cards. Usually the guys in the shop will help do kind of the practical and going through the mechanical and operating procedures and how to maintain good, proper maintenance on that forklift. Some quick kind of do's and don'ts. When it comes to forklift, majority of the accidents are usually pedestrians. It's bystanders, people just kind of walking around the forklift, and it's a load getting struck by a falling load onto a bystander that is just kind of observing the operation or just walking by a forklift So forklift is not just operator safety, it's really everybody working around it. It's definitely a team approach when it comes to how to make sure everybody goes home safe and sound when they're around a forklift operation. So again, like everything, inspect first. Always perform the daily safety inspection, going through all the quick little checks, making sure that it's running properly. Safe driving. Again, never allow riders in the forklift. Always maintain, keep yourself within the rollover protection cage. That's one of the biggest ones. If this does roll over, you always want to grasp the steering wheel, put your feet to the floor and hold on tight, because a lot of fatalities in an operator fatality is because they're not wearing their seatbelt and they get ejected, and the rollover protection cage crushes them in between the cage and the ground. So stay put, always stay inside that protective cage. Try to tilt your load back, making sure that they're secure so you don't have any load shifts or potential falling onto any bystanders. Don't overload it. Again, all these have a tag with the working load limit of the forklift R. That's a tag that's it's right on the dashboard. It's pretty easy to see. If you're unsure about what you're picking up, please ask health and safety or really anybody, so we could just kind of do a quick check. Hopefully a lot of stuff has shipping labels that have weights on it, making sure that we don't overload the forklift. Again, watch for pedestrians. Make sure that no one ever is underneath a raised load, and everybody's away from your swing radius. And then always buckle up, always wear that seat belt. So those are some of the things that we really want you to do. And then this kind of on the other side is just what we don't want to see is position yourself between a forklift and a solid surface where you have no escape. So don't put yourself in harm's way. Never walk underneath a load, a raised load. Always make eye contact. Be sure you always see the operator if you're a pedestrian out there. Put your phones away, especially if high traffic area. Make sure you're staying alert, because if the operator does not see you and you got your head down in your phone, and that could be a struck by or a really bad incident, being hit by a forklift. Stop, look, and point at all intersections. Make sure the forklift operators you see and know where you are going. So good hand signals and communication, so everybody's on the same page. Remember, momentum is your friend. If a forklift tries to stop too quickly, a load can shift and fall and injure you or the operator. So it's important to always kind of think about that potential energy and keeping a good safe distance. A lot of times when accidents happen, it's because our tolerance zone, where we get overconfident and we position ourselves really close to a movable object, and we don't have adequate time to get out of the way just in case something happens. So try to remember that safety tolerance zone is giving yourself ample time to get out of a situation. Walk only in pedestrian aisles or keep out of forklifts. So it's kind of mostly for factory type of things. But again, around here in the shop, we have a whole lot of forklift activity, the main mechanic shop, and then of course here in the tool crib. So those areas, we don't want to congest those. Keep them open, park your vehicles kind of way, and then making sure that you give yourself plenty of walking room for that operation, because there is a lot of backing and turning going on right here. So when you're walking through, just give yourself a good amount of time away from the operation, but also make good eye contact. And usually Elliot or somebody will stop and wave you by when you're walking by in between the offices. With that said, that's all I have for this morning's safety presentation. So again, really highlight today, training. If you need this training, you haven't had it, let us know. We'll get you through it the next couple of weeks. And the same thing with the Class 7. That is the rough terrain forklift. And if you need a recertification, just quickly let us know. All we need to do is just pretty much watch you, observe you, operating the forklift here at the shop, and we can give you a renewal on your existing training. So that's all I have, and I'll pass it over to Ben. He has something that he would like to shine some light on for us. So go ahead, Ben.
Close that up for a second. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
What am I doing? Okay. Oh, yep.
All right, everybody. We got what, 50 people on? I got a little something for you for Christmas. It it demonstrates the spirit of what Christmas is all about. So close your eyes, because I'll know. Are they closed? Okay. Now you can unveil the present. Okay. Scroll that up a little bit, Matt. I want to be able to, this is something that you all can feel good about. So take a minute and look down through it. See how that makes you feel.
Makes me feel pretty good, pretty proud.
I think it feels pretty good to be able to give at Christmas. Christmas prevails through thousands of years, right? It prevails. We've been in some tough times, and it is nice at the end of the year to be able to do something. And just to be able to do this as an employee of ECI is an indication that we're fortunate this year and we're able to do it. It's the thought that counts, but this is a huge, huge boost to a lot of these recipients. You know, the Cancer Society for all those with cancer, the Make-A-Wish for the kids, the Classic Mike Lawyer Foundation, who I can't figure out who they don't help, and the National Guard Charitable Foundation are going to be very appreciative this year of what you all have been able to do. You didn't have to do it, but it feels good to give. We all know what it's like to need something, right? And I think that's why we relate so well when we can give to reciprocate that and to give to someone else. What a lot of us in the leadership department do, and I believe that everyone's a leader here, and what we all should do is promote the expectation and the freedom to practice integrity, because that's what this is all about, integrity. Every day through our normal jobs and what we do, right to the top of the company, right to the top guy, he's always telling us, guys, we want to do the right thing here. That's a directive from the top of the company that we practice integrity here. And it feels really good. And a lot of people wonder, why? Why do we like it here? You know, what's good about ECI? Well, I think that integrity is the biggest word for me, because we're allowed to, we're expected to, and in practicing integrity, we make good decisions in our lives and on the jobs. And that's why I think this year, and maybe Ken will chime in on this a little bit, but I think we had a very successful year here on our projects, in our culture, with our people. And I think a lot of it is related to the fact that integrity prevails here. And this gift that we're going to give, I'm going to try to reach out to these people today, and I'll give them the opportunity in coming safety meetings to show their appreciation back. I think it's going to be special for them, because a lot of people aren't giving as much this year, I hear. But we're able to do so. So good prevails, integrity prevails. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being who you are here at ECI, as well as what you are at home. And that's important to us. So thank you so much for what you all have done, because I think it's the biggest gift we have right now, is to understand and feel that feeling of giving something. And this is going to be very, very, very welcome today when I make some phone calls. But I wanted to let you guys all know first. So thank you for that. And I'll pass it over to Ken.
Thank you, Ben. Congratulations, everybody. Certainly, it's a very impressive contribution, divided up 4 ways, and it makes me feel good and feel proud of the company and feel proud of everyone out there. I'm going to show my screen, and I'll change over to the email of the week. So announcements, we'll start right there. The announcements. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, our employees and to your families. And for the holiday schedule, we'll recap what we've been talking about the last couple weeks. We have the virtual safety meeting right now going on It's Thursday, December 24th. And the ECI will close around noon time, roughly. The day, the 25th, of course, is Christmas and a holiday. And Christmas hams are available and we'll be distributing right in a few minutes here, and details are below. And the administrative offices are all closed today and tomorrow. For New Year's, we have the virtual safety meeting starting on Thursday at 6:45. We're bumping the time up so dark in the morning. We'll get started at 6:45 for a month or so, or a couple months, till things start to come around again. Remember, we passed the winter solstice, so technically the days are getting longer again, which makes me happy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys. And ECI will close at noon on the 31st, or sometime around noon. And then Friday, January 1st, 2021 is a holiday. So just a reminder again, please submit your time by 9 a.m. on Monday to allow for the payroll processing in this short upcoming week. And thanks to all who helped this week, which allowed the accounting department to upload the time well before 9 a.m., which is pretty impressive. And next week's email will highlight the 2020 ECI babies that were born, and send in your photos and names of your little ones by Wednesday, please, if you haven't already. And I know I've already solicited a few people I know of that had babies. So if you're keeping it a secret, let it out there. And if you haven't had a baby in 2021, just hurry up. You better do it now or wait till 2021. So also Ben Dow submitted a grandbaby too. So any grandbabies are welcome to be included in our 2020 babies. The only deal I extend on that is that the baby has to be an ECI employee when they grow up.
Yeah.
And for the Christmas ham and bonus checks, that's right after the safety meeting here coming up in a couple moments. So we'll do a drive-through curbside pickup right behind my office, the GMP building at the south side of our main office. So please form a line from Engineers Drive and we'll process you through and exit out the back. Job site delivery, it still can be arranged. We got a little time this morning later on if people can't make it, or if there's hams, we'll probably want to get them out of here. So we'll be trying to track you down if it's reasonably easy. And comments, please follow the COVID precautions out there and coordinate with your supervisor if you're going to be here, to let them know in case there's more hams and things to pass along. We're going to do the bonus checks personally so that they don't get mixed up. I always look at the name twice before I hand it out. Winter reminders here. This has been a little bit of an issue in the last few weeks here, is that cold weather. Certainly we get used to the mildish late fall, early winter days, and there are still some cold ones, even though today and tomorrow aren't. But fuel treatment is necessary for diesel, and you need to use the Power Service diesel fuel supplement, which is the white bottle. The red bottle is just to get you through a problem, not for general treatment. And the fuel diesel transfer tanks in your trucks and so on, it's best to fuel those at the end of the day so you reduce condensation from sitting overnight partly empty, because that when everything cools off at the end of the day in your tank, if you have a little headspace in there, a lot of headspace, it'll just form moisture, and that builds up over not very long, and you get water and ice in your fuel. And then for greasing, grease your equipment after the machine has warmed up, worked a little bit, work it and warm it up so that the grease will be easier to apply. And then any moisture will also have thawed and be easier to be pushed out by the grease. So good tips there from the maintenance department. We have the ECI COVID-19 policies. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mark Bonin, who's going to talk about the Route 16 CVU Falls Road intersection improvements. So let's see, do I need to release my screen, Matt?
Everybody see the pictures now?
Yep. Thanks, Matt.
I see my screen. Have you taken over my screen?
I did.
Okay, for some reason I still, oh, I gotta go back. That's why I gotta go back. There we go. I'm back at the, the right
Yeah,
screen and I'm watching. Okay,
perfect.
I'm ready, Matt. Mark.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
So this week we're profiling the Heinsberg Route 116 and CVU Road, Shelburne Falls Road project, specifically the traffic signal system. You want to scroll down, Matt, a little bit? So what we did here, go back up a little bit, Matt. Yeah. So what we did here is the system included the installation of a new traffic control system and decommissioning the existing one. So we started out by early this spring, we installed a new temporary traffic signal system with a 50-foot wooden pole and a new span. We extended the span wire to accommodate the road winding that the crew did. Part of the work included installing 200 feet of sleeve, 12-inch HDPE sleeve by HDD method. The crew installed 1,500 feet of 2-inch Schedule 80 PVC pipe and about 3,500 feet of cable, which was for power, preemption, and vehicle detection. They installed 7 junction boxes, heavy duty boxes, and we had a design build for 4 vertical shafts to hold the mast arm poles and mast arms. Started out by driving half-inch wall casing using our Dawson vibratory hammer. So each shaft was 42 inches diameter. They averaged about 20 feet. Some were a little shallower. One was 15 feet deep, and they were filled with Class A reinforced 4,500-pound concrete. The longest mast arm on that site was 50 feet long, and 3 of the 4 arms had luminaires. Part of the equipment that we installed were new signal heads, and these all have left-hand turn signals, and along with these, they have, besides just a permissive green light, now they'll have also a protected green light. We installed new control cabinet on a new pad, a new controller, processor, MMU. There will be next spring, we're not done yet, but a 360-degree camera, wireless Ethernet radios, which will communicate with the other intersection south in Heinsberg. The guys installed a preemption system, a vehicle stop bar detection system, advanced detection system, and also a couple new pedestrian systems. For those that don't know what the stop bar detection and advanced detection systems are, the stop bar detection is essentially it detects vehicles in real time up to 140 feet from the stop bar. So it allows traffic to flow on the number of cars stopped. It counts the cars at the stop bar rather than just turning the light green based on a preset time delay. And the advanced vehicle detection, what that does, it provides a dilemma-free zone, which will pick up vehicles up to 900 feet, depending on the curvature of the road or any obstacles like a bridge. But what that does, it'll determine the size of the vehicle coming into the intersection and the speed of the vehicle. And in real time, it'll determine if a vehicle may not stop in time to avoid an accident, it'll hold the intersection red a little longer. And so you can see here in that intersection the 4 mast arms, and again, like I said, that as anybody driving through there just saw, as of Monday, the crew they decommissioned the existing signal heads and span wire. Here's a picture of the guys hanging one of the mast arms, which was preloaded. They preload them on the ground with wire and lights. The next screen again, just showing them how they're installing them on the pole that they already installed the pole. So these poles and in mass terms, they come preset with a 3-degree camber. So that way, when the poles are loaded, the hope is that it'll rake it, it'll forward rake it at 3 degrees. And here they're installing the long bracket arm. Adjusting some of the signal heads. And right here, we're decommissioning the existing signal heads and span wire. And the new system up and running. So like I said, there's a few things that need to be done next spring. Like the camera, the Ethernet radios, which will communicate with in real time with the southbound intersection in Heinsberg. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, we have photo archives here. Looks like Route 2A and 289. This was back in 2012. Like this one we redid, has been redone the last couple of years.
Right.
Kenny,
There's one of
more
the
to add?
first that has blinking yellow.
Yep, that's right.
What do you call that, Mark? Is there a third name for the blinking yellow?
The third name for the, well, nowadays, yeah, that it's called well, what you'll see is on a 4-section head, and when there's a protected light, it'll give you that blinking yellow and green. So as opposed to a lot of intersections which only have a permissive light. So essentially, when you're taking that left-hand turn, it's at your own risk.
Right. Yep. I think they're pretty. I like them. You know, it took me a little time to get used to them, but I like the blinking yellows.
Yeah.
Blinking yellow arrows, I should say. I don't know how that photo got in there. It got dragged accidentally down to the bottom, I guess. That was from last week or the week before. All right, good. Well, let's distribute hams.
Yep, all raised down there right now. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Let's
Christmas,
be safe.
everybody.